Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video. Today what I'm going to do is go over two runs of Abyss 50, one from my baby account and one from my main account. Um, let's start the play here. So this is my main account, as you can see by my green there. So we're running Cecilia, Crean, Haste, and Angelica. The reason I'm going to show you guys both of these runs, is I really want you to see not only my main account, which is admittedly pay to play, but the free to play account as well, and what we chose to use to do it. So, first thing we did on both of these was kill that Lich. We killed the Lich because he can put up invulnerability on these mushrooms, and when the mushrooms explode, if they have the invulnerability up, it does no damage to them. And really, what you want to happen is when they explode, you want them to also die, so they don't have two chances to do this. So if you look at the bottom of the attack bar of the mushrooms, the R beside it is still gray, which means they're not ready to explode yet. So that's the first thing you have to know. So we're not using our shield here from Angelica because we know they're not ready to explode yet. This is pre-recorded, so ignore the follows and the subscriptions and whatnot. These are both pulled off of Twitch. We did them during stream, and obviously we can't redo them again, so I can't redo them to show you. So this is the best way I could think of to show you guys how to do, or different ways to do Abyss 50. So we tried to provoke there, it didn't work. Now you can see the R on the bottom mushroom is lit up. So he's about ready to do his ult. So his next turn, he's going to do his ultimate. If you look up in the attack bar in the top left-hand corner, you can see the number 3, which corresponds to him. So we know when he's going to attack. And we know that Cecilia is going to get to move before him, as well as the Angelica, which means the Angelican can put up the immunity. I'm not sure what I was thinking right here. Come on, Haste. We're waiting on you. There we go. So we hit him first. You have to remember that every time you hit these guys, it does boost their attack bar. So you don't want to do any AoEs if you can avoid it. So now we have to put up, we know the mushrooms are going to start exploding. So think we burn into this invulnerability, which puts, or sorry, into this immunity. I can't remember what we ended up doing, but if we burn into immunity, it gives us 4-turn immunity and 4-turn shield. If not, then it's only 2-turn. We don't really need to burn into it here because they're all going to explode anyway. Can almost hear myself thinking about what I was thinking at the time. Yeah, so I cancel the burn. We just do it without it because there's no need to burn into it. So we got the shield up. This is going to help absorb some of the damage. First one explodes, hits Crean. She gets a random turn in there, which is actually bad, but that's okay. We just first go. Same thing here. Doesn't really do us any good. We actually got really lucky there, and Angelica teamed up and stunned, which delays the mushroom from doing his ultimate. He'll still do it next turn, but now his attack bar reset and goes all the way back to the beginning, which if we need to heal, will allow us to heal. Now haste is up again. I think at this point we're thinking, can we actually kill this mushroom before it explodes? But I'm pretty sure we didn't do it. Because I tried to do the AoE here. Because we're like, we're going to hit it anyway. We may as well hit it with the AoE and see if we can do enough damage to kill it. Because we already knew this mushroom was going to explode. It exploded into haste, which is also fine. We do heal here in between, and then he explodes and he hits Cecilia. So all 3 explosions hit 3 different champions. It took us quite a few runs to get that, but it ended up working. So now we're on to the boss. It starts with only the one mob in the front, but that changes, and she summons two others to come in, and they can do quite a bit of damage. So those first few runs give us time to heal and do whatever we have to do. And now the boss is here. So we're going straight for the boss. Green procs into her ultimate, which is nice, which will do pretty big damage. We use two different guardians on these two different runs. On this run, we use the third guardian, and on the baby count, we use the Archie. So it'll kind of give you some different ideas as to how you're going to do it. The guardian we're using here actually reduces cooldown, but Archie adds an attack buff. So we actually start off quite nicely. We've got the boss down about 25%, but our Cecilia is in trouble here, and the dual attack from the boss was really painful. Comes into a heal, which is nice. We debated defense breaking there with Crane, but we didn't need it because we already defense break up. So we try an attack break here. Would have been really nice if this attack break landed, but I feel like it missed because she ends up dying. We got it on 2, but we didn't get it on the boss. And then they cleanse anyway, so it didn't do us any good. That immunity on the boss kind of sucks, but there's really nothing you can do about it. Unless, of course, you have a strip. It is a dark boss, so we could have brought Euphine in, but I don't think we had Euphine built at the time. Now our poor Cecilia is defense broken. We try and save her with this immunity. But even still, she does have a shield, but she's still at half health. We tried to provoke here too. We're like desperately doing whatever we can to save Cecilia's life here. Now, if I was doing this again, since this video, I have built my Clury. So you could throw Clury in there. We would probably run Clury, just because she has some self-sustain and a more reliable defense break. It'd be really like if Cecilia's chances of landing things were higher, she would be way better. But it's just in this situation, we need that defense break and we need some sustain because she keeps dying. So probably what we would do is we would put Angelica in front and Cluria on the side, and that would help. And then we would still run the other two. Kreen does go a little bit crazy here at the end. She is on the Arnell artifact, so she goes a little berserk. So like here, we look like we're doing so well, and then all of a sudden, the boss does a couple big hits on Cecilia. They put up immunity. There's really nothing we can do here because we're going into immunity. That right there, I was like, oh good, we got lucky. They're not attacking Cecilia. But then the second guy attacks her, and now she's in big, big trouble. So I'm assuming this is where she dies. We have another chance to attack break, but since they're on immunity, it didn't really matter. And then she comes out and just crushes Cecilia. She's like, no, you're dead. So at this point, I actually thought we were going to die. I was like, oh, Cecilia's dead. I was like, I wasn't going to quit out because we were kind of semi-close. I was like, maybe we can get some good RNG and this works. Turned out we did. I don't know if we needed it. I don't know if we would have finished it anyway. But this is where it goes crazy. So defense break for turn 1. She procs automatically from her defense break into her ultimate. I feel like we probably burn here. I don't know why we wouldn't. Yeah, we come over, hit the burn button. That her burn just increases her damage on skill 3. Now we're hoping, not only do we get this huge damage, but we're hoping her RNL artifact procs. It does, bringing her back to skill 1. It procs again going into her skill 2, which then if it crits gives her an automatic turn again, and it brings her back to her skill 1 again. And at the end of all that, the boss is almost dead. So she basically did like 50% of the boss's health there. And apparently we're gonna get an ad. Hold on. We'll block the ad out. I'm playing it off of Twitch, so that's why the ad popped up. All right, there we go. All right, so they get another turn, but at this point it's over. I mean, they can't kill everybody. So he comes in, he almost gets the kill. I'm still a little worried, but so Angelica heals, but we probably didn't have to there. And there we go. Oh, never mind. It didn't kill it. So I guess Haste gets to put the finishing touches on things here. There we go. So there was our Abyss Floor 50 run, and that was on our main account. So that was the first time I'd really ever come into Abyss 50. So now I want to show you what we ended up doing on the baby account. Now this account was much smaller on the screen. I'll just start it rolling right away. Um, so the clarity of the picture isn't going to be as good, but at least give you a second kind of idea of what kind of team you can run, and maybe it'll help you decide what teams will work for you. So we're running Doris, who is a light 3-star, who you may not have, but if you do have her, you should build her. She is OP. She's so, so, so strong. She has 2 heals, but her second skill is 100 times better than her third skill. Her second skill has a defense buff with a heal and adds continuous healing like that right there. So that continuous heal, they're all those buffs are 2 turns. But with Izaria, we can reset her cooldowns and do it again. And if she burns into her skill 2, it actually makes it a 3-turn defense buff and a 3-turn continuous heal, which is crazy strong, especially if you stack them on top of each other. Because you can actually the shields won't stack, but the continuous healing will stack. So we did the same thing here. We took down the Lich first, and then we let the mushrooms come in. The one thing that Kairon proved to be good for was that he has this Undying, and basically they just kept attacking him, well, at least for the first 2, and he couldn't die. And then when we got to the boss, Doris had time to bust out her third skill to pull out the heal. And because the boss doesn't bring out her extra 2 minions for a little bit, we had a chance to kind of like settle into our rotation and to get her defense buff up quickly. And that's kind of what we ended up using to save us here. Because this team is not optimal. We have no supports. We only have the heal. And yes, we have 3 nat 5s, but Yufine and Kairon do essentially nothing in this entire run. Izaria here does some damage, and she spends a lot of time resetting Doris so that Doris can keep healing. Because Doris, Kairon, and Yufine are all still 5-star at this point. We only have the 1 6-star on this account. I believe this was like, I don't know. I don't even want to guess what day this was on this account, but it was still relatively early. We could have done it with all 5-stars. Ideally, Kairon's not even in this team, or Yufine, or both. And we have some sort of support in there that does something useful. The defense breaks from Yufine are nice, but I don't even know if she ends up landing any. And we already have 2 defense breaks from from Izaria, so we don't even need the Yufine defense breaks. Basically, what we're doing on this one is we're relying on Arky. So Archie is the Guardian I was mentioning before. We didn't really use the Guardian on the main account, but because we're using Archie here, we actually use it quite often, and it does a lot of damage, but you have to time it right. So like on this skill, we're gonna put up the heal. We actually burn into this heal, which gives a 3-turn defense buff because I was really worried at this point. You can see Kayron's damage is next to nothing. Like the ads still have a ton of health. But I know we Archie a couple times here, and it does big damage not only to the boss, but also helps take down the minions in front as well. Because on both runs, I just targeted the boss. So Yuffie comes in, she can do her damage here. I didn't burn into it just because she isn't doing that much damage. She's only 5-star and she has terrible gear. Like that damage there should have been like 4 times as much if she had any gear on her whatsoever. But we got the boss down to half health now. Doris comes in and uses her second skill again. So now we have the defense buff plus 2 continuous healing stacked on top of each other. And if you watch how much it heals every time someone gets a turn, it's crazy. It's like basically it will bring them back to full health at this point. Like who's up next? Doris is up next. Watch how much it heals her. So this is the first time we use Archie. It does huge damage to everybody. I don't know if it kills the ads. Yeah, so it actually kills the back 2 ads. And now she's back to full health already. We don't even need to use our third skill here because we already know with the continuous heals that it's fine. So we just skip over it. And now Yuffie goes, she gets healed back to full. K-Run goes, he gets healed back to full. And this run is way smoother than on our main account. And I feel like our main account's team was actually better. The Cecilia Angelica combo is really strong. Plus, we had damage with haste and Kareen. We had the defense break. I mean, we had everything we could have asked for, but this just worked. The defense buff from Doris and the continuous heal worked so well. So you would want to do something similar if you're using Acades. You can use, when the mushrooms come, you can use the invulnerability and just keep running it until they end up hitting the person with the invulnerability. And then you should be fine when you get to the boss. Just go straight for the boss. But hopefully this gave you guys some ideas of what you guys can do to beat Abyss 50. I know a lot of people tend to wall on this stage and get stuck. So hopefully this helps you out, gave you some sort of idea what I did on both my accounts to get through it. We're now coming up on, excuse me, we're coming up on Abyss 60 on my baby account. I think actually I don't even think we're there. Yeah, I think I don't even know if we did 51. But if there's any other stages you guys would like me to cover that you guys are getting stuck on, I will try and save these videos for you. And I'll make a video like this covering those difficult stages. But I know I get asked constantly about this particular stage and how to beat it. So we're almost done here. I believe we do the same thing. We go back into defense buff, and then Izaria is going to do her thing, resetting Doris, and we put it up again. Oh my god, another one. These ads, though. It'd be nice if I could skip my own ads. I mean, it's on my channel. Why are you playing ads on my own channel? Give it 2 seconds. The end of this is crazy. It just like lasts forever at the end of the ad. All right, we're back. Yeah, so she resets Doris just in case. I don't think we really needed to there as we're almost done anyway, but it just adds that extra layer of security. Euphine actually lands the defense break there, which is really nice. And there's the extra heal from Doris. It's like you can see we have very little damage here. We're struggling to finish this last 10%, and it really should have been like any later. This would have been an easy finish because we would have damage and we could just nuke it down. But it's a nice chunk of damage there. Come on, Euphine, get the job done. And done. There we go. So there's 2 Abyss 50 runs for you guys. I hope that gave you guys some help. Hopefully it helped you out. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you have any, not only any questions, but if you need any help with any other floors, let me know as well. Have a great night, and we'll see you all soon with another video. Thanks, guys. Bye.